Now we're going to get onto this last guy, and I've already got the video on the screen there. Now we've had this guy on the channel before. We've actually had him on a couple of times now because he was on yesterday's, well, it was yesterday, although this video won't come out for a short time. He was on, what I did was the bi-weekly roundup. This guy's called Zombie Shark. You should know about this guy now, whether you like him or not. I know he's a bit of a Marmite one-man band, and what I mean by that, if you don't know what Marmite is, it's a very nasty tasting thing that you put on your toast or something like that, and you either really like the taste of it or you really hate the taste of it, and it's one of those polarizing things. And I think this guy's a bit like that. I think he realizes that. That's fine. Not everyone has to be on board with your music and what you're doing and get your vision and all of that, especially when you're kind of a bit more on the cutting edge like this guy is. So, you know, I don't think he's particularly worried about it by the looks of things, but I would say to the guy, if he cares, you know, just do your thing, man, because, you know, you're onto something there as far as I'm concerned. And just because some people don't get it, is really no reason to, as long as some people get it, you're onto something. You know, if everyone's saying, fucking hell, dude, this is garbage, then yeah, it's probably garbage. But when dudes like me who care about music and you know, put their ear to music properly, and talk about it in the way that I do, when someone like me says, hey, you're onto something here, keep going, you know, I think that's a sign to keep going, even if I am tooting my own horn there. This guy, he'll be on the show again, so we'll talk about him more. But what I've got for you today is a live performance, because this guy's a one-man band. He had a brain-busting track, digital kind of just chaos track for us, Hell World. You should have checked that out already. It's been one of the better vids on the channel, I'll have to say, and it was in the bi-weekly roundup, as I say. But we're going to check this guy out live now. I have watched a few minutes. He's got a few live videos, so I had to look through his videos, and this was probably the best one, although they're all about the same quality. It's not the best quality recording, unfortunately, but I wanted to see what he's like live, and just have a talk about his live performance, because I think people like this, one-man bands who are doing the vocals live, or even if he was going to do the guitar or something else live, parts of it live, but as a one-man band, I think this could be a big part of the future of music, not just metal as well, any band or any artist, where you make all your own music, and then you do a live performance where you do some part of that music live. Now, what I am going to talk about in this video, because I'm going to use this guy as a springboard to talk about this whole thing, because this is actually something I'm quite passionate about, something I'm very interested in, and something I'm kind of want to see evolve more in the music scene, and not just in metal as well. I think the artists have got a lot to offer as a solo project. And when you can do everything yourself like you can nowadays, you know, there's no holds barred. You can be one person, and as long as you've got the ideas and the time and the willingness to get them all down, because it does take a lot of time, you know, the world's your oyster nowadays. There's never been a better time to be a one-man act. And I like the idea, because I've thought about it with my band as well, of doing a live performance where for a majority, the music is all been, you know, pre-done, and you're just hitting spacebar as far as that's concerned. But you then put on a live performance, and as we've spoken about many times on the channel, and I hope I'm drilling this into kind of bands and people's heads, is when you do a live performance, it's not just an audio performance. They're not just listening to a CD. You're there to give a visual performance as well. And it seems like, from what I've seen of this guy, he does put a lot of energy and effort into his live performance. But from what I've seen, I want to speak a bit more to this guy and anyone else thinking about doing this kind of stuff, as to the more visual side of your performance. That as a one-man band, I think if you're going to do a live gig, because expectations are going to be there about your music, the fact that, you know, the rest of the band isn't there playing instruments and stuff like that. And I've spoken to real metalheads that won't give this stuff, you know, even a second. They won't give it the time of day for those kind of reasons. Oh, it's not a band. Oh, why would I see him live? He's just singing along to a CD, that kind of stuff. And I think those guys are missing the point, in my opinion, because what this guy could do, and what I'm going to encourage him to do, and I hope I'm sure he's going to watch this because he's really appreciative, but what I'm going to encourage this guy to do, and any other one-man bands, and I'm speaking to myself as well with this is all my own thoughts for my own band, and I'm going to kind of try and encourage other bands in the same way, is to really think about their visual performance if they're going to do live gigs. Because what you've got to do is capture the crowd's attention and kind of mesmerize them, because otherwise they're going to be thinking, this guy's just singing along to a CD, or oh, it's just cringy that he's there on his own and there's no band supporting him, or this and that. This guy, I'm sure, has heard it all a million times, those kind of statements, and come across those kind of hurdles and barriers to his performance. But what I believe is, and what I don't think he's doing yet, I think he's got good energy on stage. I know we haven't watched the video yet, but I've already watched this video and I've been thinking about this for a few days, so I just want to get it out there. What I want to see this guy do, and anyone like him, myself included, is once they get on stage, is that they've thought about their stage performance as much as they've thought about their music. And yeah, this guy's got good energy and really gets into his stage performance, but visually, because it's just him on stage, there's not a great deal for the crowd to look at, to connect with, to see this guy's instrument, watch that guy riffing, watch him headbanging, this, that, the other, that you would get from a normal 4-piece, 3-piece, 5-piece band, whatever. So what I want this guy to do, and anyone thinking about doing this kind of stuff, is to really put some thought into putting on a visual live performance art along with their music, to create an audio visual performance that will just blow people's socks off. This guy's got the music that will blow people's socks off, and I'm hoping that when he does his live performances as well, that he's also thought about how his sound is going to come across the stage, because he hasn't got a loud drum kit, he hasn't got a big bunch of guitar amps blazing away, and if he's just using one PA speaker or, you know, something like that, he needs to be thinking about his audio performance as well, because to get music to come across as if it's a live performance, but whereas most of it's actually already been recorded, is going to take some tweaking. So this guy, I really respect what he's doing, but I think he's still got a long way to go in terms of reaching his full potential of what this music, in my opinion, is going to end up as. The TLDW of all of that is, I want to see this guy take it to the next level with his audio visual live performance and be a trend-setting pioneer kind of guy, because I think he's got the potential. I see a lot of potential in this guy. If he thinks about his stage performance, maybe gets a persona, could wear a suit or something on stage, not a suit, but you know, a costume on stage maybe, get some lights, get some strobes, get some smoke machines, think about how he wants to come across visually on a stage, and also think about what speaker setup he's going to have. He's going to have to put some money into this if he wants this to work right. It's not going to be free, but if he thinks about all those things, this guy could be a bit of something special, in my opinion. So there you go. I'm just saying that because I want to encourage guys like this, guys like me, to fulfill what I believe this potential, this one-man band live performance potential has got, because I think this is the next best thing. I'm telling you, this is the future of music, in my opinion, and you can quote me on that. All right. But no, seriously, one-man bands, you're going to see this in the future. Here we go. This guy's before his time. Let's check him out live. Now, as you can see, he's got the energy, he's got the passion, he's into it, he's not scared on stage, he's got the confidence. All of that is a great basis and foundation to build off what I was just saying there. Imagine this guy now with a bunch of strobes, smoke machine, weird lasers. He's synced it up to his music. He's got shit going on that's blowing your mind. He's wearing some fucked up costume that's just weird and you don't expect it. And all that shit's going on while he's got that energy and the energy of the music. That's what I'm talking about. That's the vision I've got for this guy and guys like him. I think he's heading on definitely down the right path. I just want to say this kind of stuff to him because at the moment he's just a guy with a lot of energy and passion diving about on an empty stage. And that's cool, but it's not where it should go in my opinion. He needs a performance. He needs to think about his performance on stage as much as he's thought about his music, which I know is a lot. And this guy could be something special. It's just my opinion. There it is. I like this guy. I like what he's doing. And I think he's got a solid foundation and a lot of potential. I'm sure he's into Dragon Ball Z and all that shit. So I say this guy's potential is over 9,000. And I mean that. Sorry about that. We went straight on to the next track. So there you go. That's what he's like live. That's why I prefaced it with all of that crap that I said about doing a performance. And I mean all of that though. I've thought about this a lot because I've thought about it for myself. Because if I ever did a live performance with my band, my singer lives in California and I'm in Europe. So that's going to be a difficult live gig. So if I was to ever do a live gig, what I would do is I would set all the music up bar the guitars. And then I'd do guitars live. And what I thought is I could do is ask people to come up on stage and do vocals, get some crowd participation. Now, this guy can't do that because he's a vocalist. But I would like to see this guy, I'll just reiterate it one more time, really think about his audio and visual performance on stage. If he can afford it, get some lights, get some strobes, get some lasers, get a smoke machine, get a MIDI thing so that you can like set it up with all your music and the lights will go along with the music. Think about how you look on stage and how people will perceive you on stage. Try and catch them off guard with some of the bit kind of off kilter, because the music's off kilter, it's fresh, people aren't going to expect the music. But also think about what speakers you're going to use on stage to get your music across in a live setting. One PA speaker or the house PA speakers ain't going to cut it. You'll sound like garbage. You won't fulfill your potential, which is a big over 9,000 potential for this music. As I say, I think this is going to be a big part of the future of music. Bedroom one-man bands making their own music. Fuck anyone else. I'm doing my own thing kind of attitude. I want control over all the music, and then the guys who will take it to the next level are the guys who then do a live performance and have thought about their live performance, and when they come out on stage, your jaw hits the floor and you don't pick your jaw up again until the end of the gig. And then you walk out of there going, what the fuck did I just see and hear? What was that all about? And it's blown you away and you can't stop thinking about it. And, you know, it's like, that shit was just crazy. You know, I can't even describe it. I got no words for it. That's what I'm talking about. That's where these guys can go. I honestly believe that. A lot of people disagree with me. I've spoke to metalheads about this. They're like, nah, you're talking shit. I think I'm onto something here. I think this guy's onto something here. I know there's other guys doing stuff like this, and I think they're onto something. I just think they haven't fully reached their, you know, evolved state, if you like. They're still fledgling creatures, just pulled themselves out of the swamps onto the shoreline, and it's going to be a bit more time before they fully develop into, you know, bipedal creatures. But they'll get there. Trust me on that one. Just trust me on that one. All right, that's going to be the end of the vid. I hope you've enjoyed that one today. I know I waffled on a whole bunch at the end, but I really wanted to say this, not only to this guy, but any other guys who are thinking and doing this kind of stuff. If you are doing this kind of stuff, and no one else seems to get your music, get it over here. Let me listen to it, and I'll talk all about it. I'll wax lyrical about it, because I love, you know, to be challenged in music. Some, you know, a bit avant-garde, hard to listen to, hard to get your head around. I'm all about it. So get it into me. If you've enjoyed this, great one. Give us a like and a subscribe. I don't normally say that, but there you go. I said it today. See you around, guys. Hope you've enjoyed that. See you. Bye.